how y'all doing? Did y'all hear about Towanda Braxton? Honey, you know her husband humiliated her, but again, on their wedding day, called her, said she smelled like an onion burger, honey, that she was funky. Yeah. And told the whole world she'd be taking whole baths. Honey, when I tell you, and all she did was smile through it. Did y'all hear about it? Man, let's talk about it. Let's hype me up, like, share, and subscribe. And I think it needs to be noted. A lot of these black women, us, we go through this. We keep on allowing these men to humiliate us. Enough is enough, y'all. We got to stop. This is 2026. Enough of allowing these men. I don't care if they're your husband, your father, your stepfather, your uncle, your brother, your son. Enough is enough. Honey, and Towanda Braxton, didn't she sing back up for Whitney Houston? Didn't she survive a divorce? Didn't she raise babies? I mean, they say she kept her faith through hell. But on her wedding day, the day she was supposed to feel like, oh, I'm the most beautiful woman on the world, her husband looked at her in front of millions, a whole bunch of people watching this shit, y'all. And all I'm watching and said she smelled like an onion burger. Wow. And then said she took a whole bath. And then he laughed. Ain't shit about that's funny. And Towanda, you know what she did, y'all? She smiled. She stood there in her wedding dress, probably spent months finding it, probably cried when she saw herself in the mirror for the first time, you know? And to let this man tell the whole world that she stank. That is that she was dirty, that she was a hoe. What in the world is going on? Y'all, that smile, I've worn that smile before. That smile that says, this is just how it is. That smile that says, he don't mean nothing about it, y'all. He just joking. That smile that says, well, at least somebody wanted to marry me. Hell. And that smile, that same smile is going to kill us. Do you hear what I'm saying? Ooh, no, Towanda, no, sister, no, black women. We don't smile through this no more. We don't laugh when they humiliate us no more. We don't excuse this type of behavior no more. And Shaun, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something. And I want every black man listening to hear this shit. You are the disgrace, Shaun. You are an embarrassment to every man who ever loved a black woman. Right. Okay? You are the reason black women are leaving y'all in droves. You are the reason the marriage rate is down and the divorce rate is up and the suicide rate amongst black women is climbing. Because you think love is a license to humiliate. They think because they love you, they have the right to humiliate you. You think marriage is a contract to degrade women. You think I do means I get to destroy you in front of the whole world and you're going to have to smile through that shit. Let me tell y'all something. 9 years. 9 years, they say. 9 years, Shaun. 9 years you had with this woman. 9 years to learn what makes her laugh. 9 years to learn what makes her cry. 9 years to become the man she deserved. 9 years to prove you are worthy of standing next to her. And on day one of your marriage, you chose to make her a punchline. And you chose to tell the whole world she smelled like fucking fast food. And you chose to call her a damn hoe on the happiest day of her life. And you chose to humiliate her ass over honor. You chose to disrespect her over devotion, laughter over love, okay? And let me tell y'all what this really is, y'all. That ain't just his sense of humor. Nah, that ain't that, Nah, that ain't, he just was just playing around. That ain't a man who don't know how to express his love. That is a hate-wearing tuxedo. I said again, that is hate wearing a tuxedo. That is a man who cannot stand to see a black woman shine. So he got to dim her light so he can feel big. That is a man who knows she's a prize and resents her ass for it. Do you hear what I'm saying? That man looked at her in that wedding dress and felt small, felt insignificant, felt like the world was seeing what he already knew, that she was too good for him. And instead of rising to her level, he dragged her down to his. That's not love. That is sabotage, y'all. That's the man who waited 9 years to prove purpose because he was praying for somebody better. Did y'all hear what I'm saying? Ah, he was praying for somebody better. Yeah. Somebody lighter, somebody younger, somebody who couldn't outshine him. And when nobody came, he punished her for being his only option. He punished her for being his only option. He punished her for loving him anyway. He punished her for saying yes when the world was asking why. Woo! Hype me up. And remember when she called him a provider? Do y'all remember that? When she poured her heart out and thanked him for being her man? When she looked at him with eyes full of gratitude and called him king? And what did Shaun do? He humiliated her for that too. You do have to work. You insides make you do it. You do have to work. Your insides make you do it. Your insides make you do it. Sir, she was giving you flowers. She was calling you king. She was standing in front of the world and saying, this man is worthy. And you threw it back in her face because your ego is so fragile. Your masculinity is so fucking broken. And your sense of self is shattered that you can't even accept a compliment from your own wife. You have to correct her. You have to diminish her gratitude. You have to make her feel stupid for loving you. That's that sickness, y'all. That is a disease killing black love. A man so broken, he can't even receive love without destroying it. But Shaun ain't the only problem. And I need y'all to hear me on this one. Where was her circle? Where were the friends who watched her smile through that and didn't pull up to her side? Where were the sisters who heard whole bath and didn't say, nah, sis, we leaving. We leaving. We leaving, sis. Nah, we not doing this. Where were the bridesmaids who stood there and laughed along with his ass? Where was the mama who raised her to believe that she had to take this to keep a man? Huh? Did her mama raise her to make her feel like this is what she needs to do to keep a man? Where were all the homegirls who told her, girl, at least he married you, like that was a damn prize? That ain't no prize. Man, woo, honey, you are co-signing on your own destruction. Every time we laugh when he jokes about her weight, every time we say, that's just how he is, when he embarrassed her at the cookout, every time we tell her just to pray about it instead of leave his ass, girl. Every time we make her feel guilty for wanting better. Every time we choose his comfort over her safety. We are holding her hostage. We are the prison guards of her misery. And I'm tired of it, y'all. I'm tired of black women being more loyal to men who hate us than each other. I'm tired of us defending our sons when they disrespect our daughters. I'm tired of us making excuses for our brothers when they destroy our sisters. And I'm tired of us choosing peace with a man over justice for a woman. If your man called your homegirl a hoe on her wedding day, would you laugh? If your brother told his wife she stank in front of the family, would you be quiet? If your son treated his girlfriend like trash, would you say, that's just how it is? Then why are we doing it to each other? Huh? Why are we doing it to each other? Not just the Shauns of the world, the men in our families, the men in our friend groups, the men in our churches, the men we work with. When you hear a joke that ain't funny, check his ass. Check his ass. When you see disrespect at the dinner table, check his ass. When your homegirl is making excuses for his behavior, check her ass, okay? When your mama is telling you to stick it out, check her ass. Check that mama. Accountability ain't just about leaving. It's about never letting it get that far. It's about creating a world where Shaun can't get away with this, where a man who calls his wife a hoe on TV loses everything. His friends, his family, his platform, his peace, because we don't tolerate that shit. We don't laugh. We don't excuse that. We don't pray about it. We end it, y'all. Period. Black women, listen to me, please. I'm begging you. This is what desperation looks like. This is what settling looks like. This is what happens when you want a husband more than you want peace. When you want a ring more than you want respect. When you want to say, I'm married, y'all, more than you want to say, I'm loved. When you want to post wedding pictures more than you want to feel safe. Honey, Towanda been with this man for 9 years. 9. That's not a relationship. That's a hostage situation. That's a woman who's been trained to accept the crumbs and call it cake. Who's been trained to laugh when he insults her. Who's been trained to believe that public humiliation is just his damn sense of humor. Get over it. This is a woman who's been trained to think that 9 year means she owe him her indignity. She thinks she owes him her dignity. And let me tell you what happens next. Because y'all think this is just about feelings. It's not. This is about your blood pressure. This is about your immune system. This is about the stress that lives in your body when you sleep next to a man who hates you. Studies show women in verbal abusive relationships have a higher rate of heart disease. Did y'all know that? Yeah. Yeah. Verbal abuse relationships have a higher rate of heart disease in women. Higher rates of depression in women. Higher rates of autoimmune disorders in women. Your body is literally telling you to run. And you're taking blood pressure medicine instead of divorce papers. You're going to therapy to learn to communicate with a man who calls you a hoe on TV. You're taking antidepressants to survive a marriage that's killing you. Come on now. Get these likes up. We got to do better, y'all. Hype me up. Hype me up. And what about the babies? What about the babies? What about the daughters watching y'all? What about the little girls who see Auntie Towanda smile when Uncle Shaun calls her a stink hoe? What do they learn? They learn that love hurts. They learn that marriage means humiliation. They learn that Black women don't get to be treated like queens. They learn to settle before they even know what settling even means. They learn to excuse before they even know what excusing costs. That shit costs. You're excusing all that. Honey, you're destroying the next generation. You're teaching your daughters that an onion burger is the best she can do. You're teaching her that a whole bath is what she deserves. You're teaching her that a wedding ring from a man who hates her is better than being alone. And alone ain't the enemy, y'all. Alone is peace. Alone is safety. Alone is waking up and not wondering, what he gonna say about you today? How is he gonna verbally attack you today? How he gonna beat your ass today? How he gonna stress your ass out today? How he gonna spend your money today? Who he texting today? And I know some of y'all watching this thinking, shit, that ain't me she talking about. That ain't me. Let me ask you some questions. And I need you to answer honestly. Has your man ever made a joke about your weight in front of people? Has he ever playfully pointed out your flaws on social media? Has he ever made you feel small and called it love? Has he ever embarrassed you and say you were being too sensitive for being hurt? Has he ever given you a backhanded compliment that made you question yourself? Has he ever? I want y'all to really think about this. Has he ever made you apologize for being upset about his disrespect? Has he ever made you feel like you were lucky to have him? Like you couldn't do better? Like nobody else would want your ass? That's that whole bath. That's Shaun. And if you recognize it, you need to run. Not walk it out. Not pray it out. Not think about it. Not pray on it. Not go to counseling. With a man who hates you, run. Hashtag run. Towanda, baby, you are worth more than this. You are worth more than a man who calls you a stank hoe on your wedding day. You are worth more than a man who can't say thank you when you lift him up. You are worth more than a man who performs love for cameras but shows you hate behind closed doors, girl. You are worth more than a man who makes you question your damn worth, your beauty, your value, your right to be treated like a damn queen. I know you think this is just how he is. I know you think, hell, 9 year means you just gotta stay. I know you think wedding rings mean you made it. Yeah, that's what y'all think. You got a ring, you made it. But let me tell you something that might save your life. 9 years of wrong don't make a lifetime of right. A wedding ring from a man who hates you is just shackles with diamonds. A marriage without respect is just a prison with good lighting, y'all. And you don't have to die in there. You don't have to let him kill your spirit one joke at a time. You don't have to let him destroy your health one humiliation at a time either. You don't have to let him poison your daughter's idea of love one onion burger at a time. Divorce him. Throw the whole man away and keep the ring in your dignity, honey. Ooh, we are queens. We are mothers of civilization. Civilization, honey. I said it, civilization. We are the backbone of every community, y'all. We are the reason the world still turns. And we don't got to stand next to no man who makes us small or smell check ourselves on our wedding day. We don't got to settle for onion burgers. We deserve filet mignon. I know I want a filet mignon steak. Okay. Okay. We don't got to accept whole baths when we deserve royal treatment. Okay. We don't got to smile through humiliation when we deserve celebration. I know that's right. And I want to know what y'all think about that. Okay? Ask yourself, why defend him more than you defend her? Ask yourself, why is this humiliation bothers you less than your truth? Ask yourself, why you're angry at me instead of ashamed of him? Woo! I see y'all. I believe y'all. And I'm right here for you, boo. Defending Shaun, telling Towanda to pray about it, saying at least he married her. Honey, you part of the problem. And we need to talk for real.